One of the things I always get excited about with every big update in Love and Deepspace is diving into the new in-game stories and lore. This game is packed with so much rich backstory, but let's be real, it can get super confusing fast. Between all the memories, secret events, and the layered world building, it's like trying to piece together a puzzle where you don't even have all the corners yet. And since it's a gacha game, we don't exactly get everything handed to us in order. That's why in this video, I've put together everything I could find about Sylus's story to help map out his timeline with the MC. We'll go through the Sylus timeline, what I think happened before the main story, then the main story, and finally everything that comes after. Yes, this includes the recent Death and Rebirth main story updates. So, quick heads up, there will be some spoilers for the main story, Sylus's 4 and 5-star memories, bonds and anecdotes, so keep that in mind. Also, these are just my interpretations. If you have different takes or think I missed something, let's talk it out in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Alright, let's dive in. We'll first focus on the Sylus timeline, and while it's technically in the future, I think the story starts here when Sylus and MC first met. In Beyond Cloudfall, Sylus is seen as a terrifying monster because of a prophecy claiming a dragon would bring the end of the world. To stop this doomsday, the people of Sylus killed all the dragons and locked Sylus away in the abyss for over 1,600 years. The story starts when MC, an orphan raised by a religious cult called the Sanctuary, got thrown into the same abyss. All because she associated herself with dragon imagery, which was completely banned. So, in the abyss and on the verge of death, she made a deal with Sylus. He gave her life, and she freed him from his chains. In return, she promised her soul, determined to get revenge on the cult that betrayed her. But as time passed, their bond grew, and they fell in love. Things got complicated when two prophecies came into play. One said a dragon would kill their lover, and the other claimed the dragon's arch-nemesis would kill him. Turns out, the MC is the dragon's arch-nemesis, and both of them were instinctively drawn to destroy each other. But instead of giving in to that destiny, they chose each other and literally tied their souls together. Sylus got half of her soul, and she got half of his. Eventually, the cult captured the MC and planned to execute her, but Sylus, fully transformed into a dragon and consumed by his curse, went on a rampage to save her. The MC thought he would kill her too, but instead, he forced her to kill him. Sylus died in her arms, and in her grief, she cursed his soul to never fade away. That's why Sylus is now immortal. He can't die unless the MC herself kills him. Blood Knight Drift is a 4-star solar memory that happened during the myth. Sylus notices MC staying up late and teases her about her new night owl habits. With a mix of playful banter and a touch of danger, he takes her high above, teasing her tight grip and sharp claws as they soar through the sky. Sylus challenges her to face her fears, urging her to embrace the thrill of the moment. He hints at her inner turmoil, knowing she's struggling with things she can't let go of, and reassures her with his steady presence. Sylus ends their adventure with a soft but firm promise. He's not going anywhere, and if she's scared or unsure, she can hold on to him as tightly as she needs.
I won't leave. If you're worried, wrap yourself around me.
With that, he wishes her a comforting goodnight, leaving her feeling a little less burdened. Blood Knight Blaze is another 4-star solar memory that happened during the later parts of the myth. This time, Sylus is injured, and MC finds him at his most vulnerable, though he's still as intense as ever. At first, Sylus tries to push her away, but when she insists on helping him, he gives in, half curious, half skeptical. Sylus hints at the heavy price he pays for his immense power, letting her see a glimpse of the pain he hides. Even though his tone is sharp and commanding, there's a subtle respect for her courage in sticking around, even when he's clearly testing her.
Since you dare to come this close, what are you willing to give for your ambition?
Beneath all his teasing and power plays, there's something real between them, something they both can't seem to ignore. Silas's only anecdote, Land of Lost, happens after he escapes from Phyllis's space-time prison. He became a legendary outlaw, taking over planets, overthrowing corrupt overlords, and redistributing stolen treasures to their rightful owners. Basically going full Robin Hood, but with way more chaos. Sylus didn't just want riches, he was hunting for something bigger. The Eye of Ether. This artifact is rumored to connect to MC's heart, showing that Sylus has been relentlessly chasing her across galaxies. By the end, he finally found the location of the artifact, an area currently experiencing strong protofield disturbances, which could allude to the Chrono Rift catastrophe. Sylus heads there and is about to become the ruler of the N109 zone, continuing his unstoppable quest for the Eye of Ether. Then we have Elysium from the world underneath. Before Sylus arrived, the N109 zone was a chaotic battleground run by different factions, all fighting over a mysterious and powerful item called the Protocore Map. Amid the chaos, Sylus rose to power, crushing factions left and right, and forming his own group, Onykinus. Ultimately, Sylus came out on top, claiming the Protocore Map and solidifying his dominance. During the riots, Elysium, a bar in the N109 zone, somehow stayed completely untouched. It turns out they had the Protocore Map and traded it to Sylus to ensure Elysium's safety. The map's true power remains a mystery, but it's obviously a huge deal if Sylus was willing to strike that kind of deal. Elysium has its own secret twist. A VIP-only dish called the Sweet Evil Trap, made just for Sylus's beloved MC. The dish comes with a cryptic message, "I'm waiting for you," hinting at a deeper connection between Sylus and MC. Next is Mischief from the world underneath. The story focuses on Luke and Kieran, 16-year-old identical twins that were raised as part of a twisted experiment. They endured brutal tests at a research facility that left them with a unique and eerie connection. They can feel each other's pain, emotions, and even see through each other's eyes. Dubbed Subject 808, they escaped the facility with only 3 months to live and a final mission: to kill Sylus, the enigmatic leader of Onykinus. During a confrontation with Sylus, the twins are pushed to their breaking point. When the twins finally beg for mercy, Sylus, impressed by their strength, lets them live. Humbled and scarred, they give up on killing Sylus. Instead, they beg to join him. Though their mission has changed, the twins continue to live for the challenge of one day facing Sylus again, knowing deep down that no one can truly beat him. The main story occurs after the first anecdote, with Sylus already established and claimed dominance in the N109 zone. Even before long-awaited revelry, MC already encountered hints of Onykinus and their enigmatic leader Sylus in the Under Deepspace story arc.
Anything involving Onykinus is complicated. Who knows if the Hunters Association will refuse to tell you about the dangers that lie ahead.
In Chapter 3, MC learns about Onykinus because of the modified protocore they found. This is also where we first saw Mephisto, implying that Sylus has actually already found her, but just chose to keep an eye on her. As the MC investigates deeper, she learns the N109 zone's shady underworld revolves around ether cores, including experiments with catastrophic potential. She discovers one of these powerful cores is in her heart, tying her to the experiments that caused the Bloomshire explosion. Her suspicions grow as she uncovers evidence of a cover-up involving illicit research, hinting the disaster wasn't random. Onykinus emerges as a key player in the zone's criminal network, trafficking protocores for shady deals. The MC learns they might have weaponized these for profit or power, and could even be connected to her family's death. Her growing circle of allies, like Xavier, Raphael, and Zane, help her piece together the puzzle. She finds that another ether core will surface at a protocore auction in N109 zone, raising the stakes as she considers the dangerous task of infiltrating Onykinus to uncover the truth. MC uses herself as bait, and while her plan sort of works, she's quickly captured by a man in black who injects her with a neurotoxin. When MC wakes up, she's in a car with her abductor, who's lost and frustrated, driving in circles on a weird road. The car eventually breaks down near an old chapel, a spot tied to MC and Silas's mysterious past. Things get intense when two twins show up, claiming MC as their prey, and hinting Sylus has been after her for a while. Then Sylus himself arrives, using his energy manipulating powers to eliminate the abductor. Silas's behavior is both confusing and intriguing. He seems to recognize something special in MC, even though she doesn't remember him or their shared past. He's determined to make her remember, but his methods are questionable. At one point, he even lets her stab him, as if it's his way of helping her confront her emotions. It's clear he's playing the long game, hoping she'll recall their connection eventually. As days go by, Silas's desperation to resonate with MC grows. Sylus believes it will awaken her memories and their bond, but MC is resistant, partly because she's scared of him and what he represents. As he pushes her to unlock her powers, they visit a shopkeeper who bluntly tells them the MC's fear and rejection of Sylus are holding her back. Sylus is visibly hurt by her fear, but hides it with determination, vowing to fix whatever is wrong with her. Despite his intense approach, his softer side peeks through when he reassures her and tries to comfort her in his own awkward way. The chapter ends on a tense note, with Sylus battling not just external enemies, but the emotional wall between him and the MC. The story deepens in the next chapter as MC discovers a power shift in Onykinus during Sylus's absence. A new figure, Mr. Sherman, rises, aiming to exploit Sylus's vulnerabilities, including acquiring the ether core from MC. This is also where Sylus's myth form was first described as a monster with horns and wings that never dies. As MC probes further, she finds out about human experimentation within the N109 zone that merges human consciousness with wanderers. The denizens of the N109 zone help MC realize that to survive in a lawless area, one must associate oneself with or get protection from the strong players who run the place. And who better to make a deal with than Sylus, leader of the strongest faction, Onykinus? So MC made a deal for her to get the ether core at the auction, and Sylus to use her as bait to clean up house. MC's interactions with Sylus are a constant tug-of-war, blending banter, mistrust, and begrudging respect. Amid these challenges, MC also sees Sylus's softer moments, like caring for Mephisto in contrast to his otherwise cold demeanor, which hints at deeper, hidden vulnerabilities. MC was able to find out that the ether core in Sylus's eye helps him see the desires of whoever he looks at, which triggers voices in MC saying to devour him. By the end of the auction, MC was able to get the ether core and found out that Ever was behind the experimentations and the explosions. Once she triggered the ether core, limited visions of their past resurfaced, and, somehow, MC finds herself linked to Sylus, possibly due to their ether cores resonating with each other. By the end of the story arc, MC was able to leave the N109 zone since, apparently, the Evolink only lasted for a while, given her current level of resonance. I enjoyed their dynamic. It is a charged mix of tension and humor, highlighted by Sylus's sarcastic charm and MC's growing ability to hold her ground. We still don't know why Sylus was absent in the first place though. The reason why Sherman was able to run amok within Onykinus. I guess that revelation would be for another story arc. One thing to note is that Sylus's bond, Midnight Stealth, also happened during the second chapter, more specifically in between chapter 2.6 and 2.7. MC is on a mission to find the brooch within 24 hours, so that she can negotiate with Sylus in going to the auction. But things spiral out of control fast. Desperate, she takes Luke and Kieran's sketchy advice to use evil sealing handcuffs and a tranquilizer gun while Sylus is asleep. It works. For about 2 seconds. Sylus wakes up with his trademark smugness, breaks the cuffs like they're toys, and turns the whole thing into a psychological chess game.
I'm keeping you around because you're still useful. And I truly enjoy watching my little prey struggle.
Things get even more awkward when a random pink cloud of love disrupts their tense standoff, making the situation hilariously uncomfortable. Despite her determination, Sylus stays one step ahead, teasing her mercilessly and leaving her totally frustrated, both with him and herself for falling into his trap yet again. Then moving on to the events happening after long-awaited Revelry main story. First up, I think, is the 4-star memory, Continuous Symphony, because MC's animosity towards Sylus is the highest among all the other memories. And I think MC is already comfortable with Sylus during the Death and Rebirth main story. In a battle with Wanderers, MC finds herself injured, with Sylus saving her at the last second, much to her annoyance. Exhausted, she falls asleep while Sylus carries her, dreaming of him badly injured. In her dream, she begs him not to fall asleep, fearing he won't wake up, but Dream Sylus just wishes he could hear her organ song again. This is a reference to the dragon myth beyond Cloudfall. When MC wakes up, she finds herself in a church and asks Sylus if he played the organ, and though he denies it, he then flawlessly plays the exact song from her dream. This leaves her shaken as Sylus teases her for remembering the melody, and when she asks about their past connection, he just kept her guessing. Then we have the 4-star memory, Razor's Grip, where MC finds herself stuck in a different city after a business trip, only to get a surprise call from Sylus, who just happens to be in the same city. Sylus offers to take her to Lincoln City after finishing an errand which is actually a shady nightclub meeting with a gang trying to scam him over a protocore. Things get wild when Sylus casually borrows her gun from under her skirt and then orders Luke and Kieran to keep her safe as tensions rise. Sylus later admits that his growing generosity is because of her, and he even drops a bombshell confession.
You should know very well that I adore you. There is no love purer than mine.
Cue the MC rolling her eyes and teasing him about showing his affection by dragging her to gangster meetings. The story wraps up with some lighthearted banter, where Sylus calls her his portable arsenal because of all her weapons. This memory is packed with action and growth. It shows Sylus's softer side emerging thanks to the MC and marks the first time he outright confesses his adoration for her. Then we have the Solar Myth memory, Captivating Moment. It's set after Razor's Grip, where MC learns about Sylus's private jet and features a meaningful conversation between them. MC decides to investigate a spike in wanderer activity in a foreign country. And it just so happens, Sylus has business there too. With protofields acting up, commercial flights aren't an option, so she hilariously offers to be his portable gun to convince him to let her tag along on his private jet. A cheeky callback to her complaints in Razor's Grip. Sylus hesitates since his business is likely dangerous, but they strike a deal. If she can prove in 3 days that she can keep up with him, she's in. A tense card game with some shady characters shows her quick thinking and earns her a win in their little test. The myth takes a heartfelt turn when Sylus surprises the MC by feeding stray animals, showing a softer side that catches her off guard.
Just because you're stronger doesn't mean you stand above the weak.
His words, I find, is a powerful sentiment that reinforces his anti-hero, Robin Hood-like vibe. The MC has her first real heart-fluttering moment during this myth, and admits she feels incredibly safe with Sylus, even after facing danger together. Their bond deepens as Sylus reassures her that his feelings aren't sudden, though it leaves her a bit confused. Up next is the 4-star memory, Tender Curve. Caught in heavy rain, MC stumbles into one of Sylus's safe houses. She hesitates to go inside until Sylus invites her in, showing just how early in their connection this moment likely is. Inside, she finds Sylus feeding a cat, though at first she hilariously assumes he's talking about her. While there, the two rescue a tiny kitten, and the MC learns Sylus has a soft spot for strays, even though he often gets scratched helping them. Both of them end up with scratches this time, and Sylus handles first aid while MC jokes about how grumpy he looks all the time, making it hard to tell if he means well. The story ends with Sylus casually mentioning that
Some stray cats have the courage to hunt crows.
A subtle but clever nod to the MC herself. This memory highlights a softer side of Sylus, while showing how much more comfortable the MC is becoming around him. Up next is the 5-star memory, Night Plumes. MC finds an injured dove, but with a mission looming, realizes she can't care for it herself. So she turns to Sylus, partly because of his bird experience, and maybe because she's warming up to him. Sylus isn't exactly thrilled. He even tries to shut the door on her, but after a bit of convincing, he agrees, joking that their connection is only worth 7 days of bird-sitting. When she gets back, the dove is fully healed and happily flying around with Mephisto, which is both adorable and heartwarming. To set the dove free, Sylus and MC take a motorcycle trip, and as they release the dove, fireworks light up the sky, making the moment feel magical. MC praises Sylus for protecting the things he cares about, but he brushes it off, clearly uncomfortable with compliments.
A man's heart goes to where his treasure is.
Their time together becomes even more wholesome when Sylus draws a kitten face in the snow, subtly reacting to her mood, and they share playful banter. This scene feels like a perfect snapshot of their dynamic as they learn to trust each other more. Then we have the 5-star memory, Immobilized. The story kicks off with MC and Sylus lounging on a couch in an Arctic hotel because their evil link has reactivated. MC casually comments on how long it's lasting, which might hint she's starting to catch feelings. Though of course, she'd never admit it. While trying to nap, Sylus starts singing a cringeworthy nursery rhyme, which she roasts him for, but he laughs it off, claiming his underlings, Luke and Kieran, love his singing. When a friend unexpectedly shows up back in her room, she panics and shoves Sylus into a closet. The tension is both funny and awkward, especially when Sylus uses her phone to trick the friend into leaving. Their link finally breaks, but Sylus teases her, claiming she didn't really want it to. She denies it, calling him a narcissist, but the banter shifts when Sylus admits, almost casually, that she's not wrong about him liking her more now. In a rare serious moment, he asks if she'd choose to stand by him someday, linked or not. Her maybe answer clearly affects him.
And you'll just have to accept everything coming your way. When two snakes are devouring each other, one will inevitably be crowned the victor.
This scene mixes humor, emotional depth, and their undeniable chemistry, giving a glimpse into how their bond is growing. Up next is the 4-star memory, Melodic Weave, where MC and her hunter friends head out for a fun team outing at a fancy luxury resort, only to run into Sylus, who, plot twist, owns the whole place. From the second they meet, Sylus can't resist teasing MC, turning every moment into a hilarious challenge for her. She's trying her best to keep her cool, but her tsundere side is in full swing, especially since her friends don't know who Sylus really is and are totally charmed by him. To keep his secret, MC quickly makes up a wild cover story, claiming Sylus is just a random fruit vendor who helped her on a mission. Sylus, of course, plays along in the most smug way possible, showing off his skills at the pool table, until karaoke night, where his singing is so bad it's comedy gold. The real chaos happens when her friends push MC and Sylus into singing a romantic duet. The shipper energy in the room is off the charts, and MC is mortified while Sylus eats it up, making everything even more awkward and hilarious. In the end, the memory finishes with a dramatic line.
Unfortunately, the string of fate connecting us can't be cut that easily.
Hinting at their unshakable bond. Then we have the 5-star memory, No Defense Zone, where Sylus loses a bet to MC and has to give her his most prized possession. She's convinced it's his motorcycle, but instead, he surprises her by bringing her to a horse track and offering his black horse. MC, never one to miss an opportunity to mess with him, jokes that if he doesn't want to lose the horse, he should kneel and call her my queen 3 times. Sylus, being Sylus, flips the challenge into a new bet. If she can ride the horse for 100 meters, he'll bow to her from now on. Determined, the MC tries bribing the horse with apples, while Sylus teases her with his taming philosophy of intimidation and cracks jokes about her hospital bills. Fueled by spite, she finally gets the horse to cooperate, but Sylus whistles it back before she can win, leaving her fuming and calling him a cheat. Later, they're at Silas's mansion, sipping wine and having a bold conversation about taming, this time aimed at Sylus himself. When MC asks if he can be tamed, Sylus smugly claims no one's ever dared to try.
I don't mind spending the whole night with you.
This scene definitely feels like it's from later in their story when their bond is stronger but still not officially a couple. Next is the 4-star memory, Greedy Heart. Here, MC ends up staying at Silas's place because all the hotels are fully booked, but she quickly notices the place feels almost untouched, like no one lives there. Sylus explains that he erases all traces of himself in his safe houses to stay cautious. When MC jokingly asks if he'd erase his presence from the N109 Zone 2, a place she's grown attached to, Sylus replies it would depend on why he's leaving. The thought makes MC a little sad. To cheer her up, Sylus gets them a game called Pile It Up, and they end up playing together. Afterward, MC playfully scatters the game pieces around his place, leaving traces of herself behind. Sylus doesn't mind, and when he teases her with,
Leaving so many traces. Aren't you afraid they'll be seen as my weakness? You'll be in danger, sweetie.
it's clear he's amused by her growing confidence and comfort around him. Their playful banter shows how much closer they're getting, and it's honestly so wholesome. Up next is the 4-star memory, No Way Out, where Sylus gets injured from gunshots, and for the first time, MC steps up to help him, though her reaction makes it clear this is all new territory for her. During their time together, Sylus opens up about his struggles, hinting that not everyone gets to lead a normal life, and subtly revealing pieces of his motive. He also drops a bombshell. It's entirely up to MC whether she wants to be part of his world.
If you're curious about my world, you'll have to step beyond the border between light and shadow.
This heartfelt moment makes it clear how much he respects her agency, and it's one of the standout moments in this memory. MC starts to see Sylus in a new light, learning about his vulnerabilities, which becomes important later. This memory sets up a big theme. Sylus is giving her the freedom to choose whether he belongs in her life. It's not just about fate, it's about her decision. Then we have the 4-star memory, Searing Touch. During one of MC's missions, Sylus suddenly shows up with a warning that her intel was off. Before she can react, smugglers attack, and Sylus shields her from a massive explosion. Later, they retreat to one of Sylus's safe houses to recover, where MC hears water running too long and finds Sylus tending to his wounds. Seeing how bad his injuries are, and that they're not healing, MC feels guilty, knowing he got hurt protecting her. Despite her bluntness, she helps him remove a piece of shrapnel, her concern shining through even if she tries to play it cool. Sylus keeps the mood light with jokes and playful teasing, like pinching her cheek or laughing off her sarcastic remarks about his scars. But his actions show how much he genuinely cares for her. When he admits,
I'd rather risk exposing my weaknesses when I protect you than see you injured.
it's a rare and heartfelt moment that hits deep. Their dynamic is a mix of tension, humor, and unspoken feelings, with MC's flustered reactions and Sylus's subtle confessions, creating this perfect balance of care and banter. It's clear they're both figuring out their feelings in their own stubborn, roundabout way, and it's equal parts sweet and entertaining. Moving on, we have the 5-star memory, Within Reach, where MC dreamed about nursing an injured Sylus in one of his safe houses. The dream leaves her so worried she actually calls him. And Sylus was surprised that she reached out first, setting a playful and light tone. We then learned that the MC recently saved a big-name philanthropist who invited her to his fancy birthday banquet. While stressing over what to wear, Sylus calls her telling her to meet him at a boutique where he's gone full VIP and cleared the place out just for her. Things heat up when Sylus asks MC to pick out a tie for him, sparking lots of playful banter. Measuring him with a tape turns into fan service as she takes note of his exact physique. But amidst the teasing, MC checks for injuries, clearly still shaken by her earlier dream. Sylus notices her concern and reassures her, suggesting they create happier memories together so her dreams won't always be so heavy, which makes the MC smile a rare and sweet moment.
What one's thinking comes into one's dreams. Those aren't empty words, huh?
This card mixes humor, flirtiness, and a touch of emotional depth, showing how their bond is slowly but surely growing stronger. This memory definitely takes place after No Way Out, but before MC admits her true feelings for him. Next up, we have the 4-star memory, Razor's Dance, which captures a pivotal moment in MC and Silas's relationship. MC finds herself constantly worrying about Sylus and what he's up to, even to the point of wanting to accompany him willingly, knowing he's walking into dangerous territory. Before heading into the lion's den, Sylus makes a heavy bet. Whether he survives or not, he plans to disappear from her life. As a farewell, he takes her gun. A bittersweet gesture, as it's later implied he uses it during a critical moment before an explosion. For days, MC is a complete mess, worried sick and repeatedly trying to contact him. When Sylus eventually returns, intending to give her gun back and quietly leave, MC refuses to let him go. She confronts him, making it clear he's not allowed to make such bets or disappear without a word ever again.
You're the first person who dared to tell me what I can and can't do.
This card is deeply important because it brings closure to Sylus's earlier choice from No Way Out. MC's actions and words here serve as her final answer. She chooses to stand by him no matter what. It's a powerful turning point, showing just how much she cares for Sylus and how their bond has grown. This bond memory opens with MC wounded and recovering in one of Sylus's many safe houses. While staying on high alert, he focuses on taking care of MC's wound, which is on her back. Sylus, ever the composed leader, hands her a gun and calmly orders her to load it. Then, in a low voice, he asks if she wants to handle the situation herself or if he should take care of the intruders. The memory ends just as Sylus takes her gun, assuring her with a whisper that she'll be safe no matter what.
Just don't let go if you want to stay out of the crossfire. I'd rather not bandage more wounds in the next few minutes.
This memory has a lot of tension and a touch of softness between them, suggesting that their relationship might have already deepened at this point. It's short but impactful, with a protector vibe from Sylus, and hints that they trust each other on a new level. This probably fits somewhere around or just after No Way Out, especially since the safe house ties back to that moment. Next up is the 5-star memory, Lost Oasis. Here, Sylus has MC teach a teen how to fight the dragon-like wanderer instead of doing it himself. He brushes it off by saying he only knows how to kill and not teach, but that feels off since he's always ready to help MC improve her skills. It makes you wonder if teaching someone to face their fears hits a bit too close to home for him. Still, even though Sylus pretends he's only helping because of a deal, it's obvious he respects the kid's bravery and reasons for fighting, to protect others instead of seeking revenge. That mutual respect is a reminder that Sylus, despite his tough guy act, always sees the good in determined underdogs. Beneath the surface, Sylus's life is shaped by rebellion and survival. People call him a monster or a criminal, but his crimes are really about standing up to corruption.
I wasn't any different from the role you had me play today. A monster, more terrifying than a wanderer.
Sylus's bond with the MC adds a layer of vulnerability to his story. Though their shared history is complicated and full of betrayal, he holds back from sharing too much, wanting her to care for him as he is, not out of pity. His story is all about resilience, justice, and hoping someone will finally see the good in him despite the walls he's built to survive. Then we have the main story, Death and Rebirth. This was pretty hard to place because MC's interactions with him at the start felt like in the earlier stages of their relationship. But I decided to place this after Lost Oasis because, back then, she was still trying to understand his past, and by the end of this main story, she already has some form of recollection of their past. The chapter kicks off with humanity divided over Ever's recently announced Fountain of Ate project, which involves implanting a protocore into human hearts. MC gets caught up in this when a mission to transfer a spatium core goes sideways. Attacked by enemies, MC unexpectedly absorbs the ether core and passes out. After recovering in a hospital, memories of her time at the Gaia Center and the Unicorn Project push her to visit the N109 zone, where chaos erupts in Karen, a lawless trading hub and the center of a brutal hunting competition. MC meets a mysterious man, Dimitri, who helps her navigate Karen and reveals himself to be its powerful ruler. Meanwhile, Sylus quickly realizes that MC has absorbed an ether core, and she shares her determination to uncover the truth about her powers and Gaia. However, their only way to access the Gaia Center is through the Zion Hunt, a deadly game where participants fight for a wish-granting gold coin. Sylus is reluctant to join at first, but eventually agrees. As the hunt unfolds, MC and Sylus face multiple dangers, from Ever's men using antimatter weapons to hostile competitors. Despite these threats, Sylus constantly protects MC, treating her injuries with genuine care. They hide out in a vintage car shop, where Sylus's attentiveness shines, even putting painkillers in MC's drink in front of her for her consent. After dealing with Ever's forces and securing access to Gaia, MC uncovers the shocking truth about her past. Dimitri reveals that she was Subject 001 of Gaia's experiments and attempts to kill her by nullifying her evolved powers. Sylus saves her, and MC finally recalls their childhood escape and realizes Sylus has been by her side all along. Sylus kills Dimitri, but learns crucial intel about Ever's dangerous antimatter weapons. As MC processes her newfound memories and powers, Sylus reassures her of their bond, showing his unwavering loyalty. Their dynamic, once marked by hostility and distrust, has evolved into a deep connection built on trust, shared history, and mutual care. Sylus even gives her the key to the arena, signifying her newfound agency in their fight against Ever. This chapter beautifully ties together their past and present, while setting the stage for a battle against Ever's growing threat. Are you enjoying the video so far? Make sure to subscribe so you're always in the loop for the latest on Love and Deepspace updates and gameplay tips. Plus, it's an easy way to stay connected with a community that shares your love for the game. Moving on to the events that happened after the main story, death, and rebirth. First is the 5-star memory, Grassland Romance, where MC is searching Sylus's armory for a protocore fragment, following traces of Metaflux, but their adventure takes a surprising turn when they're suddenly transported to a beautiful grassland. A local tribe discovers them, gives them traditional clothes, and informs them about a festival where the prize for a wrestling competition might just be the fragment they're after. Naturally, Sylus decides to compete. The festival has an adorable custom where a girl gives a pouch to the warrior she admires most, sparking a sweet moment of introspection for MC. The next day, while Sylus is off gathering intel by showing off his skills in archery and horseback riding, MC secretly makes a pouch in his colors. Sylus's quiet gestures, calling her beloved and asking locals how to express love, are balanced by his teasing and tough exterior. When Sylus wins the competition, proudly carrying the pouch MC made for him, and declaring that he wouldn't want to stay in a world without her, it's a swoon-worthy moment that showcases his romantic side.
If you're not there, then I'm not interested.
MC might not be ready to confess her feelings, but her actions and thoughts show how much she's starting to fall for him. Next up is the 5-star memory, Radiant Brilliance. MC gets invited to an underground boxing match, and when Sylus casually mentions he once lost a match, MC is so shocked she refuses to even finish watching the footage of it. Sylus, trying to lighten the mood, promises to win his next fight, so she'll have a new video to enjoy, and that's all the motivation MC needs to show up and cheer him on. She buys a lucky charm and gives it to Sylus, sweetly saying she doesn't want to see him lose because he's strong just the way he is. Sylus's response is thoughtful. He asks,
Are the strong required to always be strong?
showing he really values her care. At the match, MC records him, and of course, Sylus wins. When asked by reporters, he proudly says he won because MC didn't want to see him lose. Afterward, they share a quiet moment alone. MC gives him flowers, and Sylus gives her his champion's ring. It's such a wholesome scene, full of mutual support and love.
But there will always be things more important than winning and losing.
Moving on is the 4-star memory, Wild Gaze. Here, Sylus takes MC to an undercover event and gives her a crash course on how to act like a proper big boss. He encourages her to be a little more assertive, reminding her,
If you're the big bad boss, you can't say no, sweetie. Relax. Handle it however you like.
When two guys try messing with her, MC slams her gun on the table to tell them off, which is bold and kind of adorable. Sylus, watching from the sidelines, can't help but laugh. The guys don't seem fazed by MC though. Sylus's intense stare is what probably intimidates them. Later they go shopping for props, with Sylus suggesting sunglasses to give MC a fiercer vibe. MC decides to turn the tables, giving him her best intimidating glare, and they end up in a playful staring contest. The moment gets unexpectedly intense when Sylus, with a teasing smirk, calls her boss. It's such a cute mix of teasing and tension, showing how much Sylus enjoys MC's feisty side while still being totally supportive. Their dynamic in this memory is equal parts flirty and fun. Then we have the 5-star memory, Good Cat Code, which starts off with MC heading to Sylus's base, only to find out he's been missing. The twins point her toward Meow's cafe in Lincoln, and when she gets there, she finds Sylus with actual cat ears and a tail, surrounded by cuddly cats. Turns out he's been cursed by evil cats and is now working as a cafe butler to win their favor. MC ends up renting butler Sylus for a mission, and the two head to a cruise ship that turns into a black market at night. On board, they steal the spotlight, Sylus in his butler uniform, MC teasing him non-stop, and his weird cat instincts kicking in. Only MC's scent can calm him down, which is both hilarious and kinda sweet. The two share flirty banter and awkwardly practice being a lady and butler pet duo, which clearly messes with Sylus's pride a little. But in the end, not only does MC's mission succeed, Sylus also ends up gaining something of his own, though he keeps that vague.
And on this speedboat, there are only opportunists who never accept losses.
The whole story is full of chaos, laughs, and soft moments that really show how far their relationship has come. In the 5-star memory, Night of Secrecy, Sylus finally gets a taste of normal life as he spends time at MC's place. The memory flashes back to a few days earlier, when Sylus was getting ready to disappear for a dangerous mission and refused to tell MC where he was going. So MC decided to make her home a safe house for him. At her place, she peeked into his phone, but only found a bunch of gibberish text. Later, she cracked the code and found it was coordinates to a place hidden even from satellites. When they realized they were being followed, they dipped to one of his safe houses and made a bet on who could assemble a gun faster. And when Sylus lost, MC didn't ask about the secret location, she just asked him to tuck her in. That moment turned into a night full of intimacy and trust, with Sylus showing once again how much he respects her and values her comfort.
Greed can never be satisfied. But you can temporarily soothe it.
The next day, in a total twist, MC handed him a ticket to that very location he originally kept from her. Now, instead of going alone, they're facing it together. Sylus wasn't hiding behind mystery anymore, and MC wasn't scared to show how much she cared. For once, they felt like a normal couple, just two people who've been through a lot, finally finding peace and comfort in each other. Then we have the free 5-star memory, Magnum Opus. Here, MC is just trying to chill on her day off, still tired from a recent mission. But Sylus has other plans. He invites her out and they end up at a cozy restaurant where he knows the owner. They decide to go hiking and even swing by the mall to gear up. Of course, Sylus spoils her by buying all the dresses she tries on. When MC gets tired, he gives her a piggyback ride. Sylus makes himself right at home. He even puts the dresses in her closet like he's marking his territory, which MC hilariously compares to puppy behavior. Later, she puts a face mask on him in the bathroom, and their playful teasing continues. The night ends with Sylus saying something pretty swoon-worthy.
No matter how outrageous your reason might be, I'll do whatever you want with you.
They have all these sweet callbacks to earlier moments like Greedy Heart and Good Cat Code, and you can really tell they understand each other in their own weirdly adorable way. People love debating whether this card is when they officially started dating, especially with Sylus asking, "We're dating now?" But I honestly think they've felt sort of committed since after Grassland Romance. In approaching dusk, Sylus shows up completely soaked from the rain and finds MC waiting for him. They huddle up under a blanket by the fireplace, and things get real cozy, real fast. MC presses up against Sylus, clearly a little annoyed he didn't seem to miss her, and Sylus, totally unbothered, says he prefers her warmth and is more than happy to be her prey. The whole vibe is flirty with a darker twist, especially when Sylus starts giving MC advice on how to make her prey stay, like showing vulnerability so he'll feel guilty leaving and make it up to her in all the best ways. It's playful, spicy, and a little intense, which is very Sylus. But beneath all that teasing, there's a deep emotional layer. Sylus says stuff like,
I'll even give you everything you could ever want in this life.
which low-key hints that he's trying to make up for something he couldn't give her in their past life. After everything they've been through, her memory loss, the separation, it's so clear how much he cherishes finally being close to her again, and how terrified he is of losing her all over. Next is the 4-star memory, Ordinary Traces. It's Lincoln's New Year, and MC and Sylus went to a local temple fair. People keep making way for Sylus, probably because he looks intimidating. Instead of splitting up, he sticks close, saying it's his first time there, and he doesn't want to get lost. Their usual flirty banter kicks in, and they stop at a booth selling red string bracelets. The vendor recognizes Sylus from the previous year, but he denies it. They end up picking out matching bracelets that symbolize fated love, and while MC's clearly giddy, Sylus plays it cool, telling her they don't need charms to prove their connection. As the night goes on, they stop by another stall, this one with tiger hand puppets, where the owner also recognizes Sylus, saying he's been coming to the fair for years. That's when Sylus finally admits the truth. He used to visit the fair every year just to see people in love, even though it made him feel like he was on the outside looking in.
Everyone here showed up in pairs. Is there anything to boast about when I see happiness that doesn't belong to me?
He promised he wouldn't go again. But this year is different because MC's by his side. Sylus might have tried to act unaffected, but now he finally has the person he used to wish for during all those lonely nights. And this time, he's happy. Next is the interactive 4-star memory, Freefall Gambit. In this story, MC is tracking a shady group called Shade Tide that's smuggling dangerous protocores. While investigating, she finds some of their members knocked out, and it turns out Sylus is behind it. Apparently, Shade Tide had a deal with him but bailed on it, so he took matters into his own hands. Sylus tips off MC about a flight carrying powerful protocores and suggests hijacking the plane, but MC plays it cool and says the association will seize it when it lands. She disguises herself, boards the flight, and seals the protocore. But Sylus and his team still hijack the plane mid-air, making the grunts jump out. Then, in classic Sylus fashion, he flirts, teases, and straight up steals the protocore from MC before jumping out too. Even though she knows he's probably fine, MC panics a bit and follows him with a parachute. When she finally finds him, he's pretty chill and casually hands her the protocore back. By the end, all that tension turned into something soft and romantic.
Won't you look at that? The moon finally revealed itself tonight.
Their dynamic is wild, chaotic, and kind of irresistible. And honestly, it just works. Next is the interactive 4-star memory, Chaotic Velocity. MC drops by Sylus's base after a few days apart and finds him working on a motorcycle. She jokes that she's there because he must have missed her. But let's be real, she definitely missed him too. Sylus ropes her into customizing the bike, even letting her paint one whole side. She nervously picks pink with a cute little crow inspired by Mephisto, and Sylus loves it, saying all he wants is for her to leave her mark. He gives her a helmet and gear, which fits suspiciously well, because of course he prepped for this ahead of time, and they take the bike out for a ride. They get challenged to a race by a couple bikers, which they win effortlessly. After the ride, they share a sweet moment at the end of the road, where Sylus casually marks her helmet with a golden crow to match the one she painted on his bike.
You left quite the mark on my bike. It's only fair if I leave something on your helmet. It'll be my mark on you.
The whole memory is a laid-back, feel-good kind of date. Nothing too heavy or lore-packed, just a wholesome reminder that they don't always need to be caught up in high-stakes drama. Then we have his 5-star birthday memory, Where Hearts Live, where MC takes Sylus to a wildlife park for his birthday. They start off watching a tiger try to hunt, but the tiger gives up. Sylus casually points out that knowing when to back off is also a smart move, which gets MC thinking if Sylus has always had that quiet, intense energy. Later, they were feeding capybaras, and one rolled over for belly rubs, and they started talking about trust. How easily it can be broken, and how hard it is to rebuild. It's playful though, with both of them pulling light pranks on each other. They wrap up the day with a boat ride, where MC wonders if Sylus is actually enjoying himself, and he reassures her that he is. She chose the park because animals and Sylus have something in common. They're both honest in their own way. The memory ends on quite a romantic note, with Sylus lifting her up to try maple syrup straight from the tree, which leads to a passionate kiss. MC wishes for Sylus to always stay strong and to have a safe space where he can truly be himself. Sylus smiles and says he already has that now with her.
I'll always be strong and remain undefeated. As for that last one, that place and person, I already found them.
Then we have the 5-star memory, Alternative Darkborn. MC investigates a strange energy-filled church-like structure, but has to leave and come back later. Meanwhile, she invites Sylus to an engagement party, where he actually blends in pretty well, until a little girl gets scared of him while he's trying to return her balloon. They joke about it, and MC teases him about needing to smile more, which he admits only really happens when he's around her. Later that night, they share a soft moment where Sylus says he'd rather focus on making new memories with MC than dwell on his past. When MC returns to the anomaly the next day, she finds Sylus there too, and learns that the place used to be his old hideout. Realizing it might disappear soon, they both decide to turn it into a happy memory before it's gone. MC plans to decorate it, but finds it already beautifully restored. Sylus had the same idea. This story hits hard in the best way. It's sweet, funny, and super touching. We get a peek into how Sylus avoids talking about his past, not because he doesn't trust MC, but because he wants their time together to be about happiness, not pain.
I'm preserving as many of our shared memories as I can.
The vibes feel like a perfect rewrite of a sad myth from their past, this time with a hopeful twist. Instead of losing each other, they get to keep building memories together, and that ending? Absolute perfection. Then we have the 5-star memory, Valley Dream Bloom. MC and Sylus start off with a day at the mall. They talk about how regular people enjoy spring, like going on outings and relaxing. Sylus suggests they do that too once MC finishes her mission. MC goes undercover in a sketchy tournament, only to have her cover blown. But surprise, Sylus shows up as a VIP, and pretends she's his fighter to keep her safe. Together, they take down the corrupt organizers in perfect sync, showing how strong their teamwork has become. After the mission, MC finds out someone bought the castle near the arena, and yep, it's Sylus. They go on their promised spring outing around the castle and find a giant dragon skeleton with flowers growing from its bones. Sylus tells an old dragon legend about flowers blooming from their bodies when they die, and it hits different. They share some really soft and romantic moments in the flower field, with MC realizing just how much Sylus is opening up to her. He's not just embracing his dragon identity, he's also letting her into that secret, sacred part of his world.
In my eyes, there has only been one world. It's the one where you exist.
Moving on to an alternate timeline, we have Innocent Birdcage. In this 5-star memory, MC visits a prison looking for info on a dangerous predator named Tartarus, only to find out the prisoner she's supposed to talk to is Sylus. Turns out, Sylus actually took MC in when she was a kid, knowing she was immune to the contamination that turns people into predators. He left her in the care of someone he trusted, but when that person died, he came back for her, and they started going on missions together. Until one mission went wrong and Sylus never came back. MC's been searching for him ever since, thinking he might be dead. Back in the present, MC's furious. He's been out there secretly becoming a top-level leader while she was grieving his death. He explains he was ambushed by a group called Ever, the same group behind the contamination, and now they're hunting someone immune to it, which is MC. MC finds out where Tartarus is hiding. But, plot twist, Sylus is Tartarus. Together, they stage an attack, and MC finally reveals to the world that she's immune, even as Ever tries to eliminate her.
If I really turned into a monster, what would you have done? Impossible.
They fight off the assassins, and with nothing left holding them back, the two of them speed off into the unknown, like a total action movie ending. This memory hits hard, with found family feels, intense chemistry, and just enough angst to wreck you emotionally. The memory's two endings are a roller coaster, one's heartbreakingly tragic, and the other gives you a rush of hope and freedom. Either way, it's unforgettable. So, what do you think? Does this timeline line up for you? I kept the summaries short, but there's definitely a lot more depth to explore. If you're down for a deep dive into any specific story, let me know. I'd love to hear what you're curious about. Up next, we're tackling Caleb's timeline with MC. We'll break down their old days, his myths, and everything in between. If you're into the lore and world building of Love and Deepspace, you won't want to miss it.